All right, so you're planning on updating your home before putting it up for sale, but you want to make sure you choose renos that are going to make you money, not lose you money. Andrew, you see that visual? I think the young people are really going to connect with that one. So this is actually a follow-up to a video we did earlier this year where we talked about which renos will have the biggest positive impact to your bottom line when it comes to selling your home. If you haven't already watched that video, the gist of it is that in spite of what some agents will tell you, usually while they're dancing around and pointing to nothing on TikTok, there is no universal list of top renos or good renos or bad renos, whatever. It all depends on your property. It depends on your neighborhood, and it depends on the types of people that are the likeliest buyers for your home. Having said that, how do you go about determining which renos make the most sense? Or should I say, the most dollars and cents? Ayo, for your home. All right, here's a method you can use. Now, this is something you can try to do on your own, but I would recommend you do it along with your trusted realtor because they're gonna have access to data and insights that you may not. And also, just a quick aside here, if you're thinking of selling your home and you don't have a trusted realtor, how you doing? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna study a bunch of past sales in your area, and then you're gonna identify trends. And it seems simple enough, right? Stay with me though, because a lot of people actually get this wrong, right? Now, ideally, you'd wanna use pretty recent sales, and you'd also wanna use sales of homes that are the same type as yours, right? So if you've got a townhouse, you're looking at other townhouses. If you get a bungalow, you're looking at other bungalows, etc. Using recent sales of similar properties definitely makes this process a lot easier, but keep in mind, what's most important here is to really just get a good sample size. So in some cases, you are gonna have to go further back in your data and or look at different types of properties, which means you're also gonna have to make some adjustments to your data, right? So again, this is where your realtor's expertise really will come in handy. So now you've got your data. What you're going to do next is you're going to look at all of the properties that sold really, really, really well, quickly, top dollar, and then you're gonna compare them with the properties that didn't sell so well. Now, by doing that, you're going to be able to identify a bunch of common features that will help lead to a quick sale for top dollar in your area. In other words, those are the features that people who are buying homes like yours in your neighborhood are valuing. It all seems pretty simple, right? And it is. Let's be honest here. It's not like people become neuroscientists or freaking astronauts because they flunked out of real estate school, right? But the mistake that a lot of people do make is they stop right there. They say, great, I figured out the top 5 things that are gonna increase the value of my home, and then they hire a contractor and they get to work. And the next thing you know, they've spent like $100K on renos, but they've only increased the value of their home by, say, 60 or 70K. Right? And that is something that I see all the time. So what you want to do once you've identified your top renos is to figure out how much value each one of those renos is likely to add to your home. And then you're gonna compare that with what the reno's gonna cost, right? In other words, you wanna make sure that the math is mathing, as the kids like to say. Andrew, young people say that, right? Math is mathing, that's a thing? Okay, cool. I'm so hip. All right, so let me give you a couple examples. Let's say you live in an older home in one of these mature neighborhoods. Well, you may come to the conclusion that adding an ensuite bathroom to your primary bedroom will add $50,000 to $60,000 to the sale price of your home. Now, if you get that reno done for $30K, hey, it might be worth considering, right? On the other hand, you might also determine that adding some nice landscaping and some interlocking to the front of your home will increase the curb appeal and up the value by $25,000 to $30K. But that rent is gonna cost you $60K. Well, hey, maybe you leave it alone. You'd be surprised at how often we go through this exercise with sellers and wind up coming to the conclusion that a lot of the pre-sale renos that we're planning on doing don't actually make any sense from a numbers perspective. In fact, sometimes the clients just end up deciding that it's not worth it to renovate at all. Like the profit's just not there, or it's not enough added profit to compensate for the hassle of living through renos. Especially if you're someone like me who's having to pay retail pricing for every single update because you don't even know which end of the screwdriver you used to hit the nail, right? I'm kidding. I do know what a screwdriver does. It's this thing. That's a screwdriver. Anyway, that's how you figure out which renos are worth doing and which ones aren't when it comes to selling your home. Now, quick disclaimer, obviously there are a lot of other factors that can also play into these decisions. It's not just pure math, right? There's a level of artistry or like feel that should also go into this stuff. And so if you don't have any experience making these types of decisions, I do highly recommend that you chat with someone who knows their stuff. You know, it could be somebody who maybe, I don't know, puts out 12-minute long market update videos every month on a platform that's typically meant for 90 seconds or less. Hey. So we're gonna do one more video on this topic. We're really milking it for all it's worth, where we'll give you some do's and don'ts when it comes to actually performing your renos so you don't miss the mark. We are gonna wrap this one here, but as always, if you have questions about this topic or anything else real estate related, I'm always happy to chat. You can use the Calendly link in this video's description to directly access my calendar and book a discovery call with me at a time that works for you. So once again, thank you for watching my video. I'm Serge Papineau with the agency in Ottawa, and I'll see you next time.